Good morning. Myself, Saranya, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Alpha College of Engineering. Today we are going to see the session about structure of a C program. So, C program is a basic for each and every programming language. If you are aware of about C program, then we can able to easily go with all other programming languages like Java, etc., whatever it may be. So now we are going to see the basic structure of a C program. Before starting with the structure, C is generally a structured programming language, so which has a predefined structure, like it has a predefined things which is to be included only. So this is a general structure of a C program. Initially it starts with a documentation section, and then header file section, definition, global declaration, main function, and finally ended with a sub-function section. The sub-function section is not a mandatory part. It can neither or cannot be included within a program. So initially is a documentation section. Documentation, before going with the structure, how far we can relate this structure of a C program with a normal human being. Like a normal human being have a structure, like we have a head part, we have a body and all other features like a nose, everything. So the same thing we can implement with this structure of a C program. Therefore this documentation section is nothing but we are going to name the C program. We are going to give some name for the C program. Likewise, example dot C. Okay, it has to be given with an extension .c. This is a name of a C program. This documentation section will contain name, and then is your header file section. This is a topmost part of your C program. Header file section will contain all the header file. This is otherwise called as preprocessor section, or else it is called as linker section. Preprocessor or linker section. In this header file section, we are going to include all the header files which we are going to use inside your entire C program part, that is your body of your C program. Your header file will be in the syntax. Okay, each and every part will have a syntax. Syntax is a main thing for a C program. So a syntax for writing a header file should be hash include and followed with a header file name. A common header file name used in C program is stdio.h, which stands for standard input output. .h is an extension which represents the header file. So here we have to include the stdio.h, or else we can write it as hash include. Within quotes you can write stdio.h. Either this case or this case, both are correct. Okay, either one we can prefer. This is about header file section, and next comes your definition section. In this definition section, we are going to define some new things which will be used inside your main function. For example, definition section could be written as hash define. This is mainly used to define a constant, like a mathematical constant. Value of pi is equal to 3.14, or else some other constant like a is equal to 30. If you are using a variable a inside your program, its value should automatically be detected as 30. So that this kinds of things can be inserted as a definition part. So hash define pi and its value. Okay, this is a part of your definition section, and next comes your global declaration section. In this global declaration section, we are going to initialize the variables which will be used the whole part of a program, either in sub-function or inside your main function. Okay, this contains a global declaration which has variables which can be used inside your main function as well as your sub function. And next is your main function. Okay, so far we have seen is a name we have given, and this is your head part of your C program. Like a human being have a head, the C program is having a head part and contains a definition, okay, something to be defined, and global declaration. And this and this are not a mandatory case for a C program. Okay, these two are optional cases, okay, and this is also a optional case, and this is also again a optional case. A mandatory part is a header file and the main function, okay. So header file section now comes to the main function. This main function is otherwise called your body of a C program. All the human beings have a body part, okay. So similarly your C program is also having a body, okay. This is a body part. So main function is a common or mandatory part in a C program, okay. This main function will contain the declaration and executable. All your logic behind a C program will be incorporated inside your main function part, which will have a variable declaration section and the executable. For example, if you are going to perform an addition of two numbers, this addition of two numbers can be written as first is your header file section, which you have to declare the header file hash include stdio.h, and then followed with the main function section. This main function, main is a keyword which is a mandatory part for all the program. So main, and it should be started with a curly bracket. And here the declaration part is nothing but we are going to declare the variables. Variables is nothing but the numbers which we are going to give as an input for a program. That is your declaration. So int a, addition which will represent two values to be added, and the result should be stored in another value. That is your addition. Say we can take two variables a comma b, and the results should be stored in a variable called c, okay. So we have to get the values for the two variables. Enter the values. This is a simple printf statement, okay. Printf statement, scanf statement, all this will come under your main function, okay. These are all executable statement. So with the help of printf statement, we can inform the user that you have to enter two values, okay. You can make the user aware of what to do, okay. Printf will normally just print the statement to the user, okay. The statement will be visible to the user in your output screen. So enter the two values. So as the user sees, he will enter the values. As the user sees, the user will enter the values. This value should be read inside your program. Now the user has entered, those values should be come inside your program, come inside your main function. For that we are using two things. One is ampersand and this %d. %d is nothing but this is a format specifier which is specifically used for a integer data type. Integer is a data type. %d is a format specifier which in turn used for a integer data type. And this ampersand is an address of operator. Address of operator is nothing but we have read the values. These values should be stored inside in a memory. All the values will be stored inside your memory. So this address of operator will be stored, will be detecting the values and stored inside a memory. The values can be returned with the help of a address, okay. For each and every home will have an address. Similarly, each and every variable will have an address. And then now we are going to perform the addition. Before that, each and every C program will be working with the help of the operators only. It doesn't even consider each and this statement. These are all just a printf. It will work only with the help of operators. Operators is nothing but your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or else lesser than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. These are the some of the operators. It will work with your C program. So now we are going to perform an addition operation. So addition is nothing but the values has to be added. The values are stored in A and B. It is to be added and then it should be stored in the third variable called C. And all your C program must be terminated with a semicolon. Semicolon represents that that specific line will be stopped. If you don't put a semicolon, it will be keep on running. Okay, semicolon is just to terminate your specific statement, and then now it is being stored in C. And finally, we have to print the result. Okay, we have get the two values, perform the addition, and the added values should be turned on. the result is percentage D comma C. Therefore, since we have mentioned C as a integer data type, therefore we are specifying percentage D as a format specifier, and C is a variable which will return the result. This is a generic flow of a C program. Which is represented, even though we can also include some comment lines which will be very useful for a new beginner, which will be useful for a beginner of a C programming. Everyone can understand whenever you insert a comment line. And similarly, there are many number of data types like integer, float, double. Okay, these are all called data types. A, B, C are variables. Printf, scanf, everything will come under your header file section. Whatever header file you are including, this will include your printf and scanf. As I told previously, stdio dodge, which will contain the standard input output statements, that is your printf and scanf. This is a basic logic of the program. Without writing a logic, your C program won't even work. So a logic must be present inside your main function. This sub function is not a mandatory part. If you want, we can include a sub function also. Thank you.